Let us see subnetting. We can divide the define the subnetting as the principle of splitting a block of addresses into a small block of addresses. To create such additional subnetworks, we use subnet mask. The subnet mask determines which portion of the IP address belongs to the host. The subnet address is created by dividing the host address into network address and host address. So we can divide multiple small networks into multiple small networks. IP addresses are designed for two levels of hierarchy. This one. There are three level hierarchy also present, that is subnetted. Subnet 141.14.0.0, another is 141.14.192.0 and 141.14.128, and also another is there 141.14.64.0. So four different subnets are there, so that extract from the large network. Without subnetting, you can say net ID and host ID. So that address in a network can be defined net ID and host ID. But when we subnetted, at that time site, that is net ID is nothing but a site, and then the portion of the host ID, that is subnet ID, that is called as subnet ID, and last portion is host ID. Before proceeding subnetting, let us see mask. What is mask? Masking is the process that extracts the address of physical network from an IP address, despite of subnetting or not. So here, how to extract the beginning address? By performing the AND operation, an address will be added with the mask. If mask containing 1 bit, whatever the output will be as it is. If the mask contains 0, then the result will be 0, obviously. Default mask and subnet mask. Default mask is this one. Suppose for IP address 141.14.72.24, we perform the AND operation, we get the network address. So this is without subnetting. But when we subnetted, so instead of this 255.255.00, we get 255.255.192.0, and then we found some different network address, that is 141.14.0.0 without subnet, and if we subnetted, then 141.14.64.064 will be the subnet address. Number of hosts and number of IP addresses are different. Number of IP addresses are means you can get total number of IP address on each network, and number of hosts means total number of IP address you can assign to the devices in a network. We have to remember this thing. Class A, the default subnet is this one. Class B, default subnet is this one, and class C, the default subnet is this one. We have to remember this again. How to find the subnet address? There are two methods, a straight method and shortcut method. In straight method, we have to convert the IP address and mask in binary and perform the AND operation, that's all. And in shortcut method, if we found 255 in the mask, copy the byte from the address. If we find 0 in the mask, we have to replace with the 0. If neither 255 or nor 0, then we have to perform the AND operation on that particular byte only. For example, IP is 19.30.80.5 and mask is 255.255.192.0. What is the subnet address? IP address, we have to write down the IP address as it is, we have to write down the mask as it is, and then follow the steps. the simple method or straightforward method or shortcut method. If you found the shortcut method, then compare mask address with the IP address. If mask address is 255, then copy the IP address as it is. If the mask address is 0, then replace the IP address with 0. But not 255 and not 0, then we have to perform the first method, that is convert into binary and then AND operation and get the output, that is 64. Pause the video for a while and think over this question. It is a reflection question for you. On the previous knowledge, what is the subnetwork address if the destination address is this one and subnet mask is this one? You can apply both methods. Let us see one method. Apply the AND operation. Address is this one, subnet mask is this one after conversion into the binary format, and we get the subnet address this one. How to calculate the subnet host per subnet IP address, etc. Number of subnet is calculated as 2 raised to power x, where x is the number of mask bit or ones borrowed from host. Now here remember, in a CIDR format, CIDR format, in previous semester we had seen that. In CIDR, slash notation is always there. Class A, whatever the class A address, then slash and then 8, we can say it is 8. Then class B slash 16, class C slash 24. So whenever we are going to calculate, or whenever we are going to create more subnets than 24, then what we have to do? Suppose 25, then we have to borrow 1 bit from the host address, and that is nothing but the x. So x is the number of mask bits or ones borrowed from host. We'll see this in example. Second is, number of IP address on each network is calculated as 2 raised to power y. Y is again in a host, but remaining 0 bits. Upper one is number of ones, and in this IP address, number of zeros, remaining number of zeros bits. Suppose out of 8, 1 bit is borrowed, 1 is become x and 7 becomes y. 7 zeros become y. Number of hosts per subnet is calculated as 2 raised to power y minus 2, where y is the number of remaining bits, again same as the upper one, y. We need to subtract 2. Here we need to subtract 2 for subnet address and the broadcast address. As earlier I said that number of host and number of IP address are different. Number of IP address means you can get total number of IP address on each network, and number of host means total number of IP address you can assign to the devices in a network. So these are the two different concepts, two different things. Let us see example. For network address 192.168.10.0/25, this is a CIDR format. What I said earlier, that is slash 24 is the default class C, CIDR class C. But here instead of 24, 25 is given. That means number of ones in the net ID should be 25. Find the mask, number of networks, number of IP address of each network, number of hosts per network. So we have to find out 1, 2, 3, 4 items. Let us see one by one. Number of ones in the default mask is 24. We know that because this is a class C, 192. It starts with 192, means it is class C. What is the default mask for class C? 3 times 255, 255 and 255, and this is obviously 0. This is the default mask. How it calculated? 255, total 8 bits are there. Start from the right to the left, 2 raised to power 0, 2 raised to power 1, 2 raised to power 2, and calculate. It is 255. So 2 raised to power 7, we have to find the mask. We have to find the mask for the given network address, Cedar 25. So we have to find in the host bit. The mask is this one. 2 raised to power 7, we have to put here 1. So we have to borrow 1 from host bit. So it becomes total 25. 8 plus 8 plus 8, 24 plus 1 is 25. So this will be the mask. We find out the first item. Find the mask. Then number of networks. 2 raised to power x. X is the total number of bits borrowed from host, that is 1. So x is 2 raised to power x. 2 raised to power 1 equal to 2. X is the total number of bits borrowed. How many? 1. So 2 raised to power 1 equal to 2. We can create only 2 networks. So second point is also calculated. 2. 2 is the total networks. Now number of IP addresses. We have to calculate number of IP addresses. So remaining 0 bits in the host bit. 2 raised to power y. Y is the total number of remaining bits from host, that is 0. So 2 raised to power 7 equal to 128. On each network we will have 128 IP address. And the last point, number of hosts per network. Number of hosts per network, 2 raised to power y minus 2. This is a simple formula. Y is the total number of remaining hosts, that is 0 bits, that is 7. 2 raised to power 7 minus 2, that is equal to 126. So you will have total 126 host IP address on each network. So this is the example of. Now 2 networks are there, network 1 and network 2. In network 1, it starts with, we have to create only 2 networks, 192, 168, 110, 0, then 1, then 2, 3, up to 127. So 0 to 127, 128 network. And in another network, network 2, actually it is network 2, 192, 168, 10, 128 to 255. The first number 192, 168, 10, 0 from network 1 is network ID, and from network 2, 192, 168, 10, 128 is the network ID, and the last is host ID, that is 192, 168, 10, 127, and here 255. These are the host ID. In between these two, number of host IP addresses of both networks. So there is a reflection question. We have calculated same for 25. Now here you have to calculate for 26 and submit the answer. Okay. Another example we have to see here. A company is granted the site address 201.70.64.0. The company needs 6 subnets. Design the subnet. We have to design the subnet here. The number of ones in the default mask is 24. We know that this address is 24. The mask is this one in binary format. The company needs 6 subnets, but 2 raised to power 6, 2 raised to power x equal to 6. It never happens. This number 6 is not a power of 2. So near about 6, which number is there? That is 8. That is 2 raised to power 3. So the next number, that is power of 2, is 8. So 2 raised to power 3 is equal to 8. So how many bits we have to borrow from the host bits? That is 3. So in this class C IP address, last byte by default it is 0, but we have to borrow 3. 1, 1, 1, 3 bits, so that it becomes total 27. The total number of ones in the subnet mask is 27. 24 already given, and 3 we had borrowed 3. So total 27. The total number of ones is now 5. So 32 minus 27. So last 5 zeros are there. Number of subnets here 2 raised to power 3 is equal to 8, and number of addresses in each subnet is 2 raised to power 5, that is 32. Let us see the last part of this session, that is network address translation. There is an address depletion problem of or exhaustion of IP एड्रेस. अब इसमें क्या होता है, इसको लाने का उद्देश्य यह है कि 90s में आते आते इंटरनेट की ग्रोथ इतनी ज़्यादा हो गई कि ऐसा महसूस होने लगा कि थोड़े ही दिनों में इंटरनेट की ग्रोथ थम जाएगी, रुक जाएगी. Therefore, one short-term solution was introduced, that is CIDR, classless inter-domain routing. And another method is there, another short-term solution is there, that is NAT, that is network address translation. And long-term solution was there that nowadays we are actually applying, that is using the IP version 6. Let us see NAT. NAT is a way to conserve IP address, hide a number of hosts behind a single IP address. NAT stands for network address translation and is used to convert a private IP address into public IP address and vice versa. IPv4 has around 4.2 billion IP address, we know that is 2 raised to power 32, and population in world is more than 7 billion. How to provide this 4.2 billion IP address to 7 million people? Because most of the users uses multiple devices such as smartphone, laptop, desktop, etc. So 4.2 billion IP addresses is not sufficient of 7 billion of devices. For this reason, we can use NAT. The most common form of NAT involves a large private network using address in private range 10.0.02, 10.255, 255, 255. Another is 172.16.0.02, 172.31.255.255, or we can use 192.168.0.0 to 192.168.255 to 255. How it works? Let us see the working of NAT. Suppose there are 4 number of computers in the network but only one internet connection. All devices can be assigned with the private IP address, that is 10.0.0.1 to 4, and connected to the router. This router is directly connected to the internet and configured with NAT. Whenever PC1 assigned with the IP address 10.0.0.1 trying to access internet with it will first send request to the router. Here router is configured with NAT, converts this private address into public IP address and then forward the request to the web server with unique port number. Before forwarding this request, the router saves this information in the NAT forwarding table. With the help of port number, it will be easy for the router to remember which device has requested for the packet. Then, router receives the reply from internet and going to check NAT forwarding table and convert IP public address into private IP address and send the packet to the requested PC, that is PC1. The outgoing packet with the address 10.0.0.1 to 12.0.01 over port P1, and Incoming is totally vice versa. So outside the world, on the internet, the real IP address of all these PCs are hidden. That is the function of NAT. Let us see the advantages of NAT. Hides internal structure of the network from the outsider and thus in, uh, in cases increases network security. It allows unlimited private IP address range as global addresses are required only when a computer is connected to the internet. Next is help in maintaining some same internal networks IP address when a computer is attached to the internet. It saves money from buying multiple internet connections for multiple devices. Same way, some disadvantages are also there. Changes the IP address, thus troubleshooting becomes more complex. It blocks some incoming communications. Some TCP/IP applications like peer-to-peer application, end-to-end IPsec, multicast routing protocol do not work well with NAT. These are some disadvantages of NAT. So here we complete the first point of first unit.